Peanuts and Coke is a Southern drink. Back in the day, people used to pour a single bag of peanuts into a Coca-Cola bottle and then sip it. Last school year, for example, a child from a family of 4 would only be eligible for the free program if household income didn't exceed $103,000 a year. This year, there's no income requirement. The Humane Society of Charlotte has fixed at least 1,200 community cats this year as part of the Trap Neuter Return program. Jacob Untriner loves biking.
It creates cities that are much more livable and pleasant to be in.
The UNC Charlotte student lives in Salisbury, but he spends a lot of time in Charlotte. He mostly drives when he's in the Queen City, but he'd rather bike, ride the bus, or take the light rail.
I would love to see Charlotte become a place where you can get around without a car in many cases.
Improving public transportation is so important to him, he helped start a grassroots organization focused on doing just that. The group Charlotte Urbanists is building benches for Charlotte area transit system bus stops.
So this is the first one we've actually assembled.
Untriner says he realized not every bus stop had a bench when he worked as a truck driver last year.
I was driving around the city all day long, and I would just kind of notice, like, hey, wait a minute, that person is just like standing there in the sun or in the rain with no bench or anything.
Volunteers have built 30 benches, $80 a piece, all with online donations from supporters.
Anyone who's riding transit deserves the dignity of a place to sit at the very least.
Riders we talked to say they're grateful.
People like elderly people, could definitely use them when they're waiting for the bus.
People use them right after they're installed.
Yeah, that's really cool. It shows that there's definitely a need because it's being fulfilled right away.
This is their way of raising awareness and addressing the need.
For example, this is a cat's bench. This is designed to be here for years. Ours are temporary. They're more to make a statement and to, at a low-cost way, provide a solution.
A low-cost solution they hope the transit system considers using. Betty Guns is cooking dinner for her church.
I'm making vegan, gluten-free spaghetti.
The 77-year-old keeps busy going to church, exercising, and volunteering at Planned Parenthood on days the clinic performs abortions.
That is just way too rude.
Guns escorts patients into the clinic as anti-abortion supporters try to convince them to change their minds.
Come and talk to us. We can help you.
The leak of a Supreme Court draft to potentially strike down the landmark Roe versus Wade has sent shockwaves across the country.
Because I've been in their shoes, being pregnant at a time that it was not the right time for me.
The court's holding will not be made final until it's published. Guns worries if the court overturns the decision, ending federal protection of abortion rights and leaving it up to the states, that some states would deny abortion rights.
Making abortion illegal will not make abortion stop. It'll just stop being safe, and that's wrong.
She had an illegal abortion when she was 20. It was back in 1965, when abortion wasn't legal in the U.S.
It nearly cost me my life.
Guns developed a life-threatening condition, and that kept her in the hospital for 3 months.
I was lucky because most women who have that experience don't survive it.
Guns says she doesn't regret the decision to end her pregnancy. But Paige Bryden, who had an abortion at 24, changed her mind right after.
I was absolutely devastated.
Bryden is now an anti-abortion advocate, supporting a ban on all abortions.
Certainly, one person dies that day. And sometimes two. If not physically, certainly emotionally.
Bryden says if abortions are made illegal, churches will step up even more to support those choosing to continue pregnancy.
I know there's some very difficult circumstances which children are conceived. I understand that. Some of them are tragic. But if you will allow God to step in His sovereignty, He will make a way.
Looking back, she says she wishes she had more support when she was deciding how to handle her pregnancy.
If someone, yes, would have come alongside me and had stopped me for just a moment, you were in such a panic that you can't think of anything else.
Bryden and Guns went on to marry and have children. And now Bryden has 2 sons.
They've been the biggest joys of my life.
And Guns has a daughter and several grandchildren.
It's allowed me to have a life that's a good life.
Nice
Victor Parks likes being active.
and slow.
During the pandemic, he's felt more comfortable doing yoga at home instead of going to group classes.
I kind of miss it, you know, since it's been about a good 2 years, so everything is pretty much at the house.
Around the house, the 64-year-old also helps out with chores.
My cane is my friend to kind of help me to know that the object right there.
30 years ago, Parks started losing his sight and hearing because of a genetic disorder called retinitis pigmentosa.
Hearing aid on the left. So that challenge became a journey. Hello?
Chad Roberts joined the journey
About ready to go.
3 years ago. He links with Parks once a week to run and walk. A rope binds them together,
How's your mama doing?
You're doing pretty good, continuing.
while Roberts serves as their eyes on the road.
Got your branch come up here, so I'm gonna dip your head.
Roberts is a volunteer at Paraguide,
3 o'clock. High feet, high feet, high feet.
a Charlotte organization that is all about accessibility, inclusion, and equity.
You work everything up for this part right here.
It pairs sighted guides with adaptive athletes wanting to exercise.
Hold stop, hold stop, hold stop.
Safety is always a priority.
You gotta pay attention to what's going on around you, because you're not just watching out for yourself, you're watching out for somebody else.
But they keep it fun.
Honestly, spending time with Victor is the part I like the best.
For Parks, this is the highlight of his week, being able to run outside with a friend.
Because a lot of work, and I get to hear Chad jokes.
They like each other's company so much, they've participated in 22 races thus far
This is just a blind sports day, that's my son.
and look forward to doing many more together.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah, we got it.
Diane Sheehan has a green thumb.
Nurturing. I can watch something grow and be healthy.
She takes steps in between checking on her plants.
I have to walk 5,000 steps a day.
This goal is a milestone after being bedbound for over a year.
I would get nauseous, feel like I was going to faint.
Doctors diagnosed her with long COVID. This means she had lingering health issues
These ones are much harder.
after catching COVID-19.
I just twist this through.
The 54-year-old contracted the virus twice, the first time in March of 2020.
I am more tired of COVID than anybody who's complaining about being tired of COVID. I'm tired of it taking my whole life away from me.
She's experienced all of the post-COVID-19 symptoms on this CDC list,
Just working my way up to it.
including dizziness while standing, pounding heart, difficulty breathing, and tiredness.
Exhaustion to the point where you can't remember your kids' names.
Sheehan was very active before, taking nearly 750 Pilates classes a year.
Every day of the week, pretty much, unless I was traveling.
Now her daily routine includes using an oxygen concentrator, tracking her exercise, rest, and stress,
And when I'm going into the high stress zone, I'm supposed to stop.
and taking a lot of supplements. She says COVID-19 prevention is the best solution.
Most people will survive COVID, but survive doesn't mean the same thing as that you're okay.
Support groups have helped her navigate her new reality, but she wishes more could be done to help COVID long haulers. That's why she continues raising awareness about long COVID.
It's important for doctors to have those resources and employers so that people can stay employed.
In the meantime, Sheehan focuses on her road to recovery.
I have the intention of being strong enough to be doing Pilates again.